끝이 타버릴 때까지 뛰어 맨발의 청춘을 더 burn it up 넘어져도 상처는 안 남아.
You know, it's funny. I couldn't hear it.
No?
I don't know why. I don't know.
It was playing.
I'm on my phone today, so maybe that's why.
Okay. Well, that could be the difference. But you want to get go? You want to get us kick us off there?
Oh, and hey, Stay. Welcome to Stay Talk. I am always your JC, and beside me is
Chrysalis, and we are starting off tonight's episode. I'm thinking Thursdays seem to be a pretty good night overall, generally, to kind of have like a nighttime. So we'll see how this one goes. Our Sunday one was really, really fun. We had some unexpected special guests join us for our Sunday show, which is in the replays. If you want to go watch the replays of that would be great. Sunday seemed to be pretty good too for viewership. So we'll see how these go, and we'll kind of keep going the way we're going. But I can't hear you. Where'd your audio go?
It's gone now.
Oh, now it's back. Like
Okay.
It's going in and out, and now it's gone again.
Is it better now?
Yes.
All right, maybe because I have my phone down. It shouldn't be. Let me turn you all the way up. Is that better?
That's better. We have been having some technical difficulties this evening, so please bear with us if things kind of get a little wonky, because
Sorry.
it's even though Mercury is not in the microwave or in lemonade, it still seems to be just one of those days.
Yes.
So
Yes,
how's
it
everybody been? How we all doing? It's been a week in Stayville
Yes.
already. And just general and K-pop and just everything this week has been kind of crazy. So
Yes.
we decided we're going to start off our dish of the day today, kind of reviewing the AI topic.
Yes.
So our dish of the day today is AI and how that kind of plays into K-pop and everything else, and
Yes.
what's been going on. So I'm going to be completely transparent right here, just off the bat, and this may very well get people unfollowing me on Threads. But I am one of those people that a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, like well over a year ago now, I was using Midjourney and stuff to generate stickers and whatnot, because, I'm a single mom trying to make money, and it's a new tool, and let's try it out and see. There was a couple of quote unquote AI pics I did of Felix very, 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 very early on in my Threads account, because I had an idea that I wanted to try to do. And again, new tool. We're all trying to figure it out. We're all trying to,
There's a lot of Stay that use AI for their art. Like they do. And as long as it doesn't, how do I put this? The likeness doesn't get lost. Like if you use a picture already and you do something, not change their appearance. Like, how do I put this? If you want to make them look like a vampire, okay, I've seen people do that, and I've seen artists do that, and people seem to, but I don't know if that, I think posting like what the person's getting sued for, obviously, for obvious reasons.
And granted, feeding those images into the machine can kind of assist, but you still have to feed the image into the machine to get the output. So
or the kissing of the boys kissing each other. I saw that come across my screen a time or two, which I was like, what is I mean, obviously you could tell. And then there's even YouTube has them all over, like they make them different gods or different
mermaids.
Mermaids. I've seen it in my shorts on YouTube. That is bordering on, well, it's just icky. I don't know. It's just because it doesn't look like them. Like you know what I mean? Like it's not, they're using their likeness to get likes.
Right.
I also don't agree with the one that I talked to before we came on, which was I was scrolling through TikTok and somebody that I happened to follow posted, it was like, quote unquote, for lack of a better word, prom pictures with Chan, like with his arm around her, like kissing her cheek. Like they gave you the, what do you call it? The photoism, which was them. Like, go do that. Like that.
And there are And there are accessible versions of that, so that even
Yes.
people that couldn't get to a photoism
Right.
booth, because
Could
there
do
were
it. I
some
was
here in
one
the
of those
US,
people. Yeah.
could still do it and
Right.
still manage to make it. And even those kind of look weird to me at the end of the, like, you know what I mean?
They
Like, unless
do.
you're actually in the booth, so you can
Right.
get the ratios right. There's that ratio
Right.
word again. To get the ratios right, and get my brain goes anytime I see them, and they're like, you know, somebody's
Right.
significantly small, because it's, you know, obviously manipulated.
But with everything going on in a perfect world, those are even using his likeness in such a way. You're not defaming him. You're not, but
Yeah.
if somebody got it, let's say a Knet got a hold of that and runs it all over Bang Chan girlfriend. I mean, who knows? They can use it because it's on the internet. So
Yeah.
therefore, just if all else fails, if you want to do something like that, keep it to yourself.
Yeah, there's that line
Like,
again.
put it in your, you know what I mean? Like, don't share it with the world. Just if you want it, you want to see Bang Chan next to you, it kissing your cheek, do it for just you. Don't share it anywhere.
And it kind of goes along with, I mean, it's that odd bit of, again, we have this new tool, and
Right.
I know there are people that are completely 100% AI sucks, don't touch it, don't use it at all, blah blah blah. It's
Right.
doing horrible things to the environment. It's, you know, these plants with the servers are being placed in areas that are, you know,
economically challenged.
Or, you know, and minorities and whatnot, and causing wrecking havoc that way. And I get it. Like, I fully understand that. The devil's advocate to that, though, is that, like, every single advancement that has happened, there are always going to be those that scream, don't touch it, don't blah blah blah, yada yada yada.
Right.
Electricity. If you saw any of the propaganda put out when electricity started to become a thing, everybody thought the houses were going to burn down. Everybody thought that, you know, there was going to be all this mayhem and chaos and whatnot because electricity, and there was going to be lines all over the place, which, okay, granted, there were for a little while, but there was, you know, there were the antis with that. You know, when computers started to become a thing.
Right.
And they were the massive whatevers, and how are we going to get them smaller? And then, you know, the effects of that, those plants that started to get made that were put in those areas, like, it's
but this sort of technology is there's that line, you know, that line that we call that line, because it's like they're using it for backgrounds in films. Okay, it saves the animators some time without having to redraw every single, you know, photo background of something. Okay, that's useful.
Well, and CGI is another good example. When CGI first started, everybody was like, well, you know, the animators are going to be gone. No, there's still a place for hand-drawn animation.
Need more. I mean, they're hiring more because of the way that they need to adapt to it. And it's different layers. They have layer animators that, you know, have to do one layer and then the next and then the next.
Well, that's how Disney always did it, was layers.
But I mean, and let's look at the Tamburans ad. There's one dachshund, but all those rest of those ones are probably, it's probably an AI.
Either AI and or CGI.
Right.
In some way, shape, or form.
Well,
but that's
CGI and AI are, they're like that fine. They're like sisters, you know, or brothers, or whatever you want to say, you know, of each other.
They're cousins. Yeah. I'd say they're cousins.
So
with CGI, you've still got somebody behind the screen actually building it, making it, manipulating it. AI, you're putting a prompt in and you're telling the computer to manipulate it for you. So they're cousins.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, my point being is that it's used more than I think we're aware of.
Oh no, your banks are using it.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now, retail is using it. Your banks are using it.
Also, that lovely little algorithm that everybody likes to reset.
Yeah.
Don't tell me they're not using it.
That's, you know, it is being used in every single industry you can possibly think of. So it's kind of one of those things where it's like, we need to find that level,
happy medium,
that plateau where it's like, okay, now that we know what this can and can't do, or what it should and shouldn't do.
Right.
How do we incorporate it so that we can make our lives better? Because every single technology and advancement has gone through this phase before.
Right.
But taking pictures of anybody, whether it's me, you, a celebrity, an idol, or what have you, throwing it into anything and deep faking it, blah, 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 yada, yada. That's that level of ethics that a lot of people still that most everybody can recognize that that's a level of ethics that is not being applied evenly across the board, and
Correct.
it needs to be.
Yeah.
So
when if you get that thought, I'm just talking to my mutuals and people that I see. Yeah. Am I horrified by your pictures? No, I'm not horrified, but I would think twice about posting those out into the ether to everybody to see. I keep that for yourself, so you could see yourself with your idol or hugging your idol or whatever it be.
Because if they can prove that there's been some sort of loss to their reputation, to their livelihood or whatever,
guess what?
Because
they're
of
coming
that,
for you.
Then case in point, we've got the lawsuits going on right now, specifically because of that purpose. If they can prove that, then you have now opened yourself up to a world of hurt that that you don't necessarily want to be opened up to in any way, shape, or form. So, I mean, it goes back to really...
to our next topic. Yeah.
Yes, it does. You like how I did that, huh? Haha. Segue queen.
Yes.
Tangent bus and segues. We're known for. But you need to, before you post anything anywhere, you really should have that moment of, how is this going to affect me?
Right.
Which does segue wonderfully into the other topic we wanted to touch on, which is, we're going to try to do this diplomatically.
Yes.
Is that the right word? Is that the word I'm using for this?
Yeah.
We're going to try to do this diplomatically because there has been, I'm sure everybody has at this point in time, if you're following us in any way, shape, or form, you have probably seen news of things that has gone on where South Korea and us here in the U.S. are sort of at odds, and understandably so, because I'm not going to get into that. But because of that, people are a little bit more sensitive to other things, is probably the best way to put that. And there have been reports recently of various because I think I don't know if it's been more than one yet or not.
Yeah, I don't know if it's more than one. I just saw the one, but
we're going to sit there and say that, again, the whole think before you post thing. Somebody apparently is claiming that they put up a joke post wherein they reported another K-pop idol and I think it's also happened to Lara with Cat's Eye as well. Where that person, that idol has been reported to various government entities as a means to either be a joke or whatever, or anything of that nature. Hey, Channy, how you doing? Channy, we have somebody named Channy on YouTube. Hi. How you doing? But so that was a joke post. Now, I'm sorry, but again,
quote unquote joke post. Yeah.
Line, you crossed it. You didn't just cross it. You
jumped the shark. If anybody knows, I'm old. You know what that means. They jumped the effing shark.
I am going to apply it in SKZ terms. You literally did a kangaroo jump off of a pop-up toaster lift straight into WTF territory. Because that's not stuff you joke about. And unfortunately, that person, fortunately, unfortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, that person is now, assumedly, because they posted earlier, that they are now facing the consequences of their actions. Because again, there are consequences to actions. And I'm sorry, but there are certain it's very rare that an excuse is going to justify someone's actions. Yeah. An excuse might be, the background story, the backstory for stuff, but it is not ultimately what gives you a free pass or a write-off to not suffer consequences for your actions. I mean, we've talked before about, if there are apparently, allegedly, one of the people in Chan's lawsuits is a minor. Okay, then that's on their parents and them. I'm sorry. As a parent, I am saying that. Oops, hello. My phone just went off. And yes, I like it as my ringtone. Leave me alone. Because it's hilariously funny watching people when it goes off. Like, what? But again, as a parent, if I am fully aware as a parent, if my child or children were to do anything like that, I'm going to be responsible, at least for one of them now. The other one's an adult. They're responsible for themselves. But even that one, he's on spectrum. And that does not justify him doing certain things or, you know,
Right.
acting in certain ways or taking certain actions just because. You know, so there's a very, like, again, line.
Yeah.
Like, pay attention to where the line is and think before you put stuff out there, because yes, they are paying attention to these things. Yes, it's the ripple effect. You're going to put something out there and you're thinking, ha ha, funny, which it's not, but you're thinking, ha ha, funny.
Obviously, they have a very strange sense of humor.
That's not even a sense of humor. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, obviously, that they think. No. I'm not saying that they do. That's demented. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like, that's just, you're way out there.
Yeah. You know, a line from Ginger Snaps is, "You're way out there on the corner of fucked up on evil." And it's one of my best movie quotes ever. And I know
exactly what one you're talking about. Yep.
Way out there. And that qualifies.
Yes.
Because, you know, you have beyond crossed that line at that point. And yes, there is a ripple effect. And yes, there are consequences to your actions. And you know, on one hand, I'm sorry you're having to deal with that. On the other hand, you brought it on yourself.
Hey, FAFO.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we joke around about that all the time, right? I mean, just in general. Hey, Jocelyn, you made it! Yay! But we joke around about FAFO all the time, and now we are literally singing the FO part of all these things that are going on.
Yeah.
Which also kind of leads me into something else. Korea Boo is not a valid justification for any sort of journalistic integrity whatsoever. If you see it posted on that website, you need to treat that website like the National Enquirer. If you know what the National Enquirer is, because I know some of our younger gen folks probably have no clue what the National Enquirer is. But, you know, National Enquirer was one of those quote unquote gossip rags that sat there and put out stories about, like, Fat Boy. And sometimes they were right. Don't get me wrong. There were some stories that they broke that were valid.
What do you mean Fat Boy's not real?
So, that was not one of them. But you know, there were indeed stories that they did break that were considered gossip that turned out to be true on the back end in hindsight.
So our younger viewers can visualize it. You would be standing in your grocery store line with your mom, and there would be those magazine racks that now have, like, First Magazine and Women's Day and, like, all those special.
They're covered now because heaven forbid we actually see a woman in a bathing suit.
Yeah, like, you know, like the Mindful Breathe, like, special magazines. Well, they used to be there. There used to be the National Enquirer, and there used to be Star Magazine, and both of those were gossip racks.
Yes. And you know, and they were like the adult version of Mad Magazine, only Mad Magazine was actually far more intelligent.
Yeah. Absolutely. They had better writers.
Yeah, that too. So a media outlet, a news outlet, like Korea Boo is not something you should be necessarily getting your news from.
No.
When it comes to stuff, it has been proven that they are very, very biased on certain groups and against other groups. It is very, they like to post up stuff that is going to get them clicks.
Yep.
Their headlines are very much worded that way. Even on the stuff that turns out to be valid info, it's done as clickbait, and the whole website is clickbait. And so anytime I see something come through and it's on that website, I'm like, all right, let's go read it for entertainment value.
Right.
And that's pretty much it, because that's all it's really, really good for. So let's not get our news from that. Let's not form opinions on anything that Korea Boo breaks, because not to mention, do more than just read a headline, please. Please do more than just read a headline. Don't just read the headline and think you know all the information about it. Please go read the article and then go double check whether or not the information can be found elsewhere from other.
I don't think you should read the articles at all. I read one and it was just like, it was piss poor reporting to her. It was an opinion piece. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I went fuzzy. All of a sudden, I looked like I was drunk there for a minute.
I was like, what are you doing? I was like, are you pulling a Felix? You know what he's
no. Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you watch The Talker without English translations?
I'm very proud of myself. I watched The Talker without subtitles, and some of the conversation I could actually follow. Like there was words I would pick up. So like every other, I'm like, oh, I'm getting better.
Again, I'm not there yet. And you know what? Where are they? I have headphones that will translate. I can't get them to work well though. They don't necessarily work great. And like, because they talk so fast and because they're talking so informally, I think with each other, it'll pick it up, but I'll get like 5 lines ago is when it will finally be like, oh, these help to at least get a gist of what the conversation is, but they're not necessarily.
You have to play it at like what 5 speed, like the behind speed, so it'll go a little slower.
Because they do talk fast. Like,
well, did you see the new? I'm not stomping for anything. This isn't a sponsored post, but the new Apple iPods are also live translation.
Oh, are they?
Headphones, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna start saving my pennies now for Christmas.
I don't have official. I don't have official Apple earbuds, but that might be.
I may have to.
That might be worth it.
Yeah.
Just in general. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can use them for this too because I can just plug them in there, and then I won't have to worry about a wire.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. That's what I was thinking too. I was thinking.
And then we can watch reaction videos and not have stuff on and do that, which is something I think we should do for our Patreon at some point.
Yes. Yes.
Is like have a reaction video night and just be like, okay, we're going to watch this, this, and this. And y'all are going to watch it with us just over there.
So now, did you see, since there was quite a few drops, we saw Chris's pictures on Instagram. Yeah, I know. I see you biting your lip already. I'm sorry, but that one where he's turned around, I laughed too. I thought it was like, Felix? And then it was Chris.
That man, those were so boyfriend coded and semantics and technicality. Chris, let's have a conversation, shall we? Just let's have a conversation real quick. Semantics, sir. I know you're damn good at them. I know you know exactly what you're doing, and I know you planned this out. Like you have had this planned out forever. I am sure. But those technically weren't selfies. I get it. They were not selfies. You did not lie. You do not have a selfie of yourself with your hair tied. And because that mirror picture was done in a certain way, I can't tell whether your hair was really tied up or not. And I suspect it probably wasn't. At least for the mirror one. So technically, those were not selfies. And yeah, I get it. But sir, you're burning down the whole frickin' Stayville. There's not going to be anything left. Can we?
The best was Meg called it out on one of her videos.
Just keep going. Sorry.
The hand picture.
Oh, he knows what he's doing.
Well,
he knows exactly what he's doing. And every bit of it, and
we love you for it. So
we love you for it. But now I understand why he paces it out like he does, though. Yes. If he did that to us, like if he was an everyday bubbler, haha. Hey Kenzie, how are you doing? If he was an everyday bubble person, like Lino and Sungmin tend to be, I'd get nothing done.
There was a period where I remember being on Bubble and he bubbled every day. There was like a week or two that he bubbled every day. Well, when we
I got nothing done.
He did. When he was on tour, they did.
Yeah, he was more frequent, but it wasn't like an everyday thing. It was like 3 days, and then he'd have like a week off.
Yeah.
I did do something though, because I was kind of curious. Okay, so Kenzie, since you are new, and we see the comments coming up as we go.
I can't see them. You can see them because I'm on my phone.
Because you're on the phone. So Kenzie is asking who our favorite Stray Kids members are. So I am an Aussie Line bias, and that includes Hyunjin. So Aussie Line is Hyunjin for me. Both JC and I are OT8, but I am Aussie Line with a Chan alt, and JC, you are.
And I'm an Aussie Line with a Felix ult, but my wrecker would probably be Hyunjin and Sungmin. But I'm OT8. But Felix is my ult. And Chan is like my... So if you had to go like ult bias wreckers, it would be Felix, Chan, Hyunjin, Sungmin. Well, actually Sungmin, Hyunjin. Sungmin's been creeping up. I call him the Rumi Racha, Jenny and I call it.
Rumi, yeah, because of Felix.
Or Prince Racha is Sungmin, Felix, and Hyunjin.
Yeah, so you're Prince Racha with a Chan bias.
With a Chan bias
thrown in there. With an Aussie Racha bias thrown in there. Just So those are ours. But now we got sidetracked. Totally lost train of thought. All right. Chris destroying Sayville. That's what it was. And then we got
and so did Felix with the 2 Tamburins ads.
That one Tamburin ad. I need to find what that song is. I need to find what that song is. At the end where he's
dancing to it, yeah.
Like I have put that out. I happen to have friends of mine who are DJs who kind of are in that genre of music. So I'm kind of hoping, because when I was doing a reverse search for it, because it's only like 3 seconds worth of a song and it's not enough to do it. When I was doing that, it was coming back as an AI verse and that it was AI generated. And I'm like, I don't think this is AI generated. I mean, I could be completely wrong. But
it'd be interesting if it was.
Because it's like, damn. But and I tend to not go. Jimin, hi, Jimin Army 1. We just went over that. Yes, thank you, Kenzie. Pretty much we're Aussie line. That's for we're OT8 with an Aussie line.
I mean, if you're asking about other K-pop groups, I mean, it's different. I mean, SKZ is my ultimate group, but like I love SF9, and Rawoon would be my bias of SF9. Probably Rawoon and Chani. Another Chan, which is funny, but he's Chanese, Chani. And I mean, I listened to other stuff like Monsta X. I was a Wonho and a Shonu. But Stray Kids is my ultimate group. So
yeah, and I can't. I shouldn't say I'm a solo stan anymore because I do listen to ATs and whatnot. But I haven't been able to.
I love ATs too.
Yeah. I haven't been necessarily able to go up. My focus has been so unbelievably done up with Stray Kids for the last year and a half that I don't, going on 2 years now, that I just,
you know what though, it's funny, it's kind of like if I had to like put in perspective like of the groups that I like Stray Kids is my ultimate, I would say Mayfly. And if you know what that means, you watched Kingdom. It's BTOB and ATs and Stray Kids. And I mean, and yes, S9 was the other ones, but because they kind of were like, I knew of Stray Kids and I listened to them, but I wasn't a stay. You know, and then I listened to all this other kind of music, and then kind of like I watched Kingdom, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I knew that like the Ordinary era kind of like, I was at the tail end of that, brought me in, and then it was like, you know, so.
And then down the rabbit hole we all go, and we get stuck there.
But it took a little while, because I think because like I was under the deduction, like, you're too old for this kind of thing. And then I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I'm not too old for this. I said, that brings me happiness. I'm going to go all in. And boy, did I go all in.
Yep. I did the same thing. So maybe that's case in point. I ran across Felix Effect inadvertently before I even knew what Felix Effect was, and through a friend of mine. And then I was like, nope, can't do this. And then, you know, 4 months later, I'm like, oh, hi, this is where I am now. So that kind of is how that worked. But hello to everybody in the chat. Thank you for sending stuff through. We really, really appreciate that. So
yes.
So yes, you'll stay for life. It sounds like you are OT8 by the looks of it, just in general. Which, you know, at the end of the day, I think we all end up becoming OT8.
We all are. I mean, look at. People have said like, oh, you wanted the Bakari and I picked this for my skazoo. I'm not giving up my lead bit. Look at my lead bit.
You finally got your skazoo. You finally get your skazoo in.
I did. So I'm not giving him up. He's cute.
He's adorable. Look at the doodle.
Yeah. So
one of these days I will actually get over there when there's a pop-up going on, and I'll be able to actually go in and see all the pop-up stuff. But you know, there's that. Assuming, of course, that we're still allowed in at some point in time.
Let's hope.
Going back to the other conversation. We're
and then wait, what else did I want to say? So the Tamburins ad, yes, I'm sorry, the
song.
The song in the third one, but that second one where he grabs the phone, I knew when I woke up, that's the first thing I saw on Instagram, and I went on Threads, and I knew nobody was going to disappoint, and they didn't.
Wait, okay, but what? Okay, hold on one second, because Jimin is talking about how they have non-K-pop friends who buy SKZ just because the SKZ are cute. And I'm calling it really SKZ because Chris has called it SKZ before. I don't care if he's changed it. It's staying SKZ.
Why? What does he say? It's Skids?
SKZ.
SKZ?
Oh. Yeah. More recently, he was like SKZ. I don't know why they changed it or where, but it's SKZ because when he was talking about pajamas, it was SKZ. So we're going to keep it SKZ. But
I think it's cuter anyways, but whatever. Go ahead.
That second Tamburins ad, what I really liked about it, beyond just the aesthetic of it and the song, because the song I need to know what that song is.
That's the third one. That's the last one.
Yeah, the most recent one.
Yeah.
What was nice is we got to see Felix move differently than he does for the stage.
Mm-hmm. That was very modern dance. It was I was very flowy, very modern. I was like
goth club. It was goth club. He was throwing candy. My little goth heart was happy. He was in the process of I swear to God, I have had this running thing in my head. So I am in the Tampa Bay area, just so that everybody is aware. I'm not going to say exactly where, but I am in the Tampa Bay area. And in Tampa, there is a little subdivision area district called Ybor.
Yeah.
YBOR.
Mm-hmm.
And in Ybor, there happens to be a club called the Castle. Now, the Castle is world renowned. Okay. If you go to Germany, there will be people in Germany who know of and have heard about the Castle. If you go to London, there have been people, the goth scenes in Germany and London are huge, just so that you know. That's my pipeline. The goth scenes in Germany and London are huge. The Castle is known over there. If you go and say that your home club is the Castle, people are going to know, get a good feel, who you are and that type of stuff. The Castle is notorious because it has now been, God, I want to say over 30 years. For over 30 years, it has been a freestanding goth club. Single genre, no other music played. I mean, I shouldn't say no other music because they do like an 80s night and they do.
Well, I was going to say, when you mean goth club, give me examples.
They only play goth, EDM, industrial, new wave.
I need that here.
They've got an 80s night. So, and it is the Kenzie is in Florida. Hi, fellow Floridian. But it is the longest, it's the longest standing club in Ybor that's been single format for the life of the club. And if you look it up, it actually does look like a castle. It used to be an old cigar packing.
Thank you for loving my dog in the background. Now I can see. I put up the YouTube chat.
But to go to where I'm tangenting with this is for the longest time I have had this idea that I want to take Chris there, just so that he can sit in the back in the corner on the. No, actually, I'm probably not on the chairs because I know it's been done on those chairs. But like, get him like somewhere and have him sit and just listen to the music and just watch. Because I think he'd enjoy it. Just in general, I really think he would just enjoy it. But then after watching the Tamburins, I'm like, I need to bring Felix there too, because Felix would actually be on the dance floor.
Felix loves EDM. He's an EDM guy.
I would just love to see him in the middle of, the mass, swaying with the mass and whatnot, because I just think it would be absolutely flippin' amazing to just see this. Well, the two of them in particular. Hyunjin would probably enjoy it too. Yeah, and I think Sungmin would actually enjoy it to a degree.
He does. Probably Sungmin likes all music. Probably, I could see all of them a little bit. I could even see probably Han, because Han's like a new wave era kid.
Yeah, he's got that. That
like every time like they ask for song suggestions, I send Han my Cure favorites because I'm like I know he would love it.
Lino, I think it would be too much for Lino, just because it can get pretty packed. Yeah. But at the same time, too, I'm like, and then I sit there and think, well, how many people would actually recognize them?
Yeah.
And then I remember how strong the metal goth emo pipeline is to them in particular, and I'm like, they probably wouldn't be able to walk through the door without. I mean, actually, no, I take that back. They probably would be able to walk through the door and actually be able to just have a normal, regular night, because that's how that club tends to be.
Works, right? Yeah,
it used to be. I don't know if it is anymore. It's been a while since I've been there. But I was a regular there for a good year of just, and I want to take him. So,
do you have a Skiz album collection built up? Yes, I do. I think you do too, don't you? Or not yet?
Yes. I have. I started with 8. I have a couple of rock stars. I have a Maxident. Do I have a Maxident?
I do.
I think I have a Maxident now. I can't remember. I have more karma than I want to care to admit on any sort of live, because if my mother sees this, she's probably going to smack me. But yeah, I've got quite a few.
I have recently. I bought the first one. It's funny story. So I go to New York to go see Hugh Jackman, and there's when you walk around the city from time to time. I was with a friend, had to use the bathroom, and we were close to Barnes and Noble. I said, let's go to Barnes and Noble. She's like, you have to buy something. You have to buy something to use the bathroom. I'm like, what? So I'm like, fine. I said, let's go to the albums. So I went to the albums and I looked and I bought a Stray Kids album. It was I Am You, no, whatever the last one with Woojin was, because they were young. Boy. It's a black and white. I think it's like a mixtape or something. Like it's something. But so I have that one. I have Clay, Yellow Wood. I have Maxident. I have a Maxident, Two Ordinaries. I have 3/8. I have a couple of Karma. I have Hop. I have Giant. I have Hollow. I have a lot of their Japanese ones. I just got Circus. Yeah. So I have quite the Stray Kids collection.
I stopped buying albums for Karma when I finally got my Channy accordion, and that was I stumbled on it. I'd gone into Target because I was looking to see if I could find a Han. For one of our mutuals online, who was the only one that she had needs left is Han. And I was like, let me go look, because I know the Targets in my area had quite a few, like literally a couple of days before. So when I finally got around, I went to go look and I couldn't find Han. And I was like, okay. And I went to a second Target because there's two literally within a half an hour of me, and they're like about maybe 15 minutes from each other. And I had to go somewhere else in that plaza anyway. And I went in to go look and I didn't find a Han, but I found Jan. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm finished. No more.
Kenzie asked if we like Enhypen. I've listened to Enhypen. I mean, they're on a couple playlists I have, but I'm not like deep into Enhypen.
I've only listened to a couple of songs personally. I mean, I've liked the songs that I've heard, but I've not like. I think partly because and that's kind of where the age gap for me comes in, because they're kind of since they are on the younger side.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Not to say that I'm inappropriate, because I don't think I've ever crossed inappropriate lines for as feral as I can get. Maybe I have, I don't know, but there's that line where I'm like, I don't think I'm ready for this yet. Let me just wait until you guys age up a little, get some more levels under your belts, and then I will probably pay a bit more of attention.
Well, Jim and Darby just said they're in grade 8, so.
Oh my goodness, Jim, and how are you on here? I thought. Okay, well, hi. We will try to be more appropriate then, since we know somebody is, what, you're like, what, 12, 13? I think probably. I think I have this set up so that it's not supposed to be. I'll have to pay more attention to make sure that. But yeah, so, we will gladly be your Ajumani, because I'm JC in this case, you're an Ajumani.
Thanks.
When there's that much of an age group, age range. But yeah, it's I would like to get into more groups, but I also try to my bandwidth personally won't allow me to do it.
Oh, I'm sure.
B, I have not found another group, even ATs has not been able to do it, where they scratch my brain the same way that Stray Kids does.
Stray Kids does.
So I do listen on occasion, like when stuff comes up, if I hear other songs or whatnot, and I'll kind of like, oh, what song is this? And pay attention to that. Kenzie's in 10th. Dear God. Okay, I definitely need to start putting age things on.
No, it's okay. We thank you for watching.
Yes, we do thank you for watching. We just need to be. We need to be. I want to make sure whatever we're saying is not going to cross lines for people.
Yeah.
Cause other parents.
Well, speaking of it, just on another thing, did you see Hyunjin's post today? Did you see the song he used?
Yes, Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah.
I have not heard Taking Back Sunday since I worked at Hot Topic in like 2004.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, and that's why it was so funny, because I had to be the Debbie Downer. There was a post from a mutual of ours that said, oh, the song that he used, he's like, da 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 da. And I'm like, it's a song about a toxic relationship. Like, I don't think you want to compare that for Hung Licks. If you're going to do that, like, that is not, just saying.
Yeah, it's that aspect of I what's funny is I went into a Hot Topic recently,
Yeah.
Because I was like, you know what? I'm curious. Having worked there and having opened up a store.
Yeah.
Or helped to open up one of the stores locally. I walked in a little while ago. A couple weeks ago. Probably, I shouldn't say a couple weeks. Probably more like 2.5 months or so ago. And I was like, okay, some of it's still the same. And what in the world is going on? Because it's like, it used to be totally off topic, but since this does seem to be pipeline with K-pop in general, and especially with Stray Kids. Hot Topic, when I worked there, their tagline was all about the music. And everything
so
that was
a lot
sold
of album tees, a lot of
Well, and you were paid to go to concerts. If you wanted to go to if you wanted to go, I don't know if they still do it. If you wanted to go to a concert, you could put in a request to basically get reimbursed for your ticket. But in order to get reimbursed, you'd have to do a write-up about like what were people wearing, what songs were played, what was being sold for merch.
right.
Because that was going to give corporate an idea of what to put in the stores.
Right.
So you were encouraged to go to concerts and get reimbursed for them. And everything that was in the store was driven by the music. Now it's become driven by pop culture in general. And as much as I could appreciate the fact, as much as I could appreciate the fact that I could get a Solo Leveling t-shirt from Hot Topic if I really, really wanted to. And, obviously Hello Kitty's always been that goth adjacent, goth alternative adjacent type stuff. Anyway, the
because of Karami.
Yeah. And bats.
Yeah.
Karami and bats.
Yeah.
And the penguin whose name I always forget. But it's so much more pop culture driven now, and it's just like
it's bordering on box lunch. Do you know what box lunch is?
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes, I think we have one here in Tampa.
Yes, it's so funny because the other day, or like a couple weeks ago, I walked into Kel Shocker, a mall that I know, and which has hardly any stores left, but they do have a box lunch and they do have a Hot Topic. So I walked into box lunch because I was looking for something for my son because he likes Mario and like Nintendo and Link and all that. And I couldn't find it, but I like walked down to Hot Topic just to like look in, and they had all the same things, and I'm just like, interesting.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, but what was hilarious to me is I'm looking up at the tees, right? And because the tee wall is still there. I can tell you right now, I know how to fold a t-shirt just because of working. I can fold the t-shirt perfectly without a clipboard because of Hot Topic. Because they use clipboards usually. But I'm looking up at the wall and I'm like, okay, something like Ghost, got it. I know who Ghost is. That's cool. I'm pretty sure that the kids coming in here know who Ghost is because yes. And I'm looking, and then I'm seeing like Iron Maiden, and I'm like, okay, how many kids here actually know who Iron Maiden is?
Probably not many.
And then there were a couple other groups that I was just like, do you even know? And I don't want to be that person that sees somebody wearing like a Guns N' Roses t-shirt and walks up to them and is like, okay, name me 3 other songs that Guns N' Roses sings besides, Welcome to the Jungle. But at the same time, it's like the whole purpose of a band shirt is to promote the band.
Right.
It's to promote, the whole reason why we wear Stray Kids shirts is because we're promoting Stray Kids. The reason why they are sold is because, generally speaking, especially if you are a small band and you're, up and coming band and whatnot, you're not making money from the concert that you're performing in the bar. You're making money from the $25, $30 shirt that you're selling.
Right.
And so if you're wearing the shirt, you've been to the concert. And or it's kind of like buying, if you haven't been to Ireland and you buy an Ireland hoodie. But you haven't been to Ireland.
Irish.
Okay, I have probably more Irish blood running through my veins than most people should possibly have. It's ridiculous. But even still, it's like, have you been? Right. Unless somebody bought it as a gift. Somebody bought it as a gift.
That's true.
Okay. Somebody bought
it. Like we have like a big, it's called the Big E. It's coming up. And it's a big giant, it's called the Big Eastern States Exposition. And so they have what's called the country, I think it's like the Country's Building or something. I called it the Country's Building. So they have like, I got my son's name done in
Gaelic?
Not Gaelic, but like the original, like the
little
stick. Thank you.
I am.
That they, yes.
That.
Yes. they have like the sweaters, they have like, Italia, like the soccer jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
So people do buy them. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
but I get what you're saying. It's like, yeah,
It's
if you're
like,
not, if
it's
it
like,
doesn't have any meaning to you, like, why are you wearing it? You know
it's
what I
like
mean?
walking into those heraldry places and getting your family. That is not your family crest.
No.
That is somebody that might be somebody in your family's crest at some point in time throughout history, but that is not your family crest. Anyway.
Unless it's sitting in a bar in Ireland. My cousin took a picture. She's like, look, it's us. And it was like, literally, it was the town. I have family, I guess, still there. It's like right in like County Cork or whatever. And it was some pub, and it had all the families of the town. And so it had the Condon crest.
Yeah. And that's anyway, totally off topic as we completely divert to other things. But it's just funny to me. It's like if you're wearing a shirt from a group, I expect, or that tells me that you've either seen them in person, or if you haven't seen them in person, they're a group that you know and support and therefore listen to.
Exactly.
And stand.
Exactly.
So yeah, I just looking at the t-shirt wall was like, okay, some of these bands are older than me. Like, do you know who that is? I think Journey I think was one of the shirts.
Was it the
Escape?
Big? Yes.
Yeah, the Escape one.
Yeah. That's the one that usually is in there.
Which reminds me, there was one of the shorts that the guys did for I Like It, and Han was wearing a crow shirt.
Was he?
Yeah.
The one where they're outside, like by the
it's got Brandon's face on it.
Farm or whatever it is, like the things.
It's got Brandon's face on it. Look. So yeah, it was.
That doesn't surprise me.
Shirt or the feel of vintage chic. Well, yeah,
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, but again, it's like, okay, I'm hoping that if somebody goes and they don't know a band and they buy a band shirt, please go and listen to the band.
Yeah, I think usually people do that though, because if they find something interesting, I've seen a lot.
I'm sure Stray Kids has, because I'm sorry, any of with the way Hyunjin's been recently on buying vintage stuff and
Green
LPs,
Day, he had a shirt, and I know he listens to that. He talked about My Chemical Romance. I mean,
he
definitely is like that 90s grunge. Like he likes that kind of music,
Swear to God, I've claimed Chan for Gen X. No, that man is a Zennial. You will not in any way, shape, or form change my mind. I don't care what year he was born in. That man is a Zennial. He can call himself a boomer all he wants, but he is a Zennial.
No, exactly. People confuse that thing. Yeah, exactly.
He's one of us.
Yeah, he's a Zennial, because I don't even claim like I'm a Zennial. I refuse to say that, even though supposedly I fall within Gen X. I have some of the tendencies, but I'm more like the Oregon Trail. Like I had a cell phone, I had a beeper, like I had it. Yes, I know. I had an AOL address. You know what I mean? I played Leisure Suit Larry on a computer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm kind of curious though, and this is going to be something. This is an interesting question I'm going to pose out there to anybody that either is here now or that watches this on replay, especially if you are millennial or younger. Okay, do you fully understand where 143 came from?
Yes.
Do you know why they chose that? I mean, I know they told you what it means, because they've said what it means, but do you know why it means that and where it came from? Go
ahead. Cool, Chris.
Okay. So back in the day, before we had cell phones, we had pagers, beepers, whatever you wanted to call them. And it was kind of weird, because if I remember correctly, it was like there was a certain image that came along with having a pager.
Yes.
A certain thing that, like, there was certain stereotypes that were put on you if you were under the age of, if you weren't a doctor or a lawyer and you had a pager, there were certain stereotypes or assumptions made about you that were not necessarily legal.
Yeah.
But it ended up becoming one of these things where everybody had to have one, and especially if you were in high school.
Yes.
That you had to have one. And so before we had Leet Speak, which I think most everybody kind of knows what Leet Speak is now, whether or not they know it's called Leet Speak or not is another question I have to ask there to the general populace. But you've got your shorthand, your online shorthand, right? Your online shorthand that you're using now came from LeetSpeak.
Right.
LeetSpeak came from BeeperSpeak.
Right.
And in BeeperSpeak, you usually only had a certain number of characters. You know, it was like Twitter.
And they were numbers.
And and they were all numbers. You couldn't put words in. You know, it's like using, if anybody still uses their calculator and turns it upside down and types words into their calculator, because I know they still do that. I have somebody who's in high school. I know it still happens. Same premise. So 143, of course, means I love you, because I is 1 letter and love is 4 letters and you is 3 letters. They've already explained that part, but that came from having a beeper.
Yep.
That came from having a pager. And that was the precursor to LeetSpeak, which then became the precursor to the shorthand that everybody uses now on text messages.
Right.
So yeah, a little bit of education.
Like you would text somebody 911 because you needed them to call you immediately.
Call you back immediately. Yeah.
Right.
I forgot some of the other ones. I really forgot. I pretty much forgot.
411 was I need some information.
Yes.
Just like it is still.
Yeah.
There was something else. There was another number combo that I can't think of at the moment. But yes. So.
And actually, this just brought this up for me too. It's really interesting to me how some of that stuff has become how those colloquialisms have become part of the vernacular.
Yes.
Because like Delulu is now in the dictionary.
Yes.
And how
as it should.
And it's
how it should be.
How it's still happening. That that there's that progression of all this stuff that just kind of keeps going and going and going, and then we're and now we're here reminiscing on vintage T-shirts and pagers.
Exactly.
All because of 8
all
Korean
inspired
men.
By Stray Kids.
All inspired by 8 Korean men who can't seem to get away from that era of.
Which I love. I mean,
Oh
listening to this album, look at In Your Head, Phoenix. Like Phoenix is an EDM dream.
Oh my God.
I blare that in my car every time. I'm like,
see, I blare everything in my car. So
well, I do too, but that one comes on and I go a little extra loud.
No, it's I have to specifically remember to turn the volume down in my car, because
that's why I love that they did the ceremony remixes, because a lot of them are.
I still swear that the sped up version, somebody needs to animate the Skazoos doing the sped up version of that.
That would be cool. I actually. Call me crazy, but I do like the slowed down version to hear some of the voices. I do.
I do find it funny that even sped up, you can tell which voice is Felix.
Yeah, of course.
Like, because even sped up, it's still like an octave or 2 lower than everybody else, and it's just like that resonance just comes forward, and it's like, yep, that's still Felix. That's Chipmunk version of Felix, but it's Felix. What if Alvin and the Chipmunks did it?
That would be cute.
Oh, my nostalgia is coming back to me. Anyway, if they ever make another Alvin and the Chipmunks movie, can we please try to get the sped up version of Ceremony put into it somehow? Maybe.
Make it happen, Hollywood.
Come on. They've been on plenty of soundtracks now. We can do the thing. We can do the thing.
It's true.
Oh my God. We're ridiculous tonight.
Yeah, sorry. It's I needed some brevity. I needed some silliness and some nostalgia to bring me back. Did you see? I don't know. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do.
Did you see my K-pop thing? It's a little girl dancing and it looks like K-pop demon hunters behind her, like the cartoon, and it says, "Yeah, I'm just gonna be over here listening to my K-pop and reading my dragon books if you need me." Dragon books.
Yeah. Oh, dragon books. I also think we brought the brevity in because we had minors.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I am going to look into that after this, though. I love you guys. We love that you are here, but we also want to make sure that we're, again, we're not. I got something in my eye, so excuse me. That's why I'm doing this. Okay. We also want to make sure that we're not overstepping anywhere or having to censor ourselves too drastically to have discussion about some of the things we want to talk about.
But right now we're just talking silly. So, but yeah, I did love the Hundreds post because I didn't notice it until somebody reposted the picture of where he's holding the Felix Goncha sleeve cup, and he put a little crown on him. He drew the little crown, but then there was the F on his mask, which I think he drew.
It's because he's laughing.
Oh, that's right. That's the laugh. I keep forgetting that.
It's the Hangul emoji.
That's the Hangul laugh. Yeah. But yes, I thought that was really cute.
That was like the first thing I noticed. I'm like, what? Oh, he's laughing. And then I saw that I'm like, he's laughing. He's laughing at what he did on the cup. I get it now.
Like, that's cute. That's cute.
I get it now. You gotta love them. They're just, I mean, I don't know how anybody can hate on most of them. I don't
either, but
like, I mean, pretty much there's very few groups that I've seen so far that's been like, okay, maybe I want to stay away from this. Like, you know what I mean? And more so it's been like, oh, look, this is awesome. This is fun. This is what music should be. This is what fandom should be. It's that aspect of enjoying what you're consuming.
Right.
In a way that is, not hurting anybody. And at the same time, giving you that dopamine rush that it really should be giving you.
Right.
So when you know how to play the game and you know where the line is, you can have as much fun as you want. So, and I saw somebody post up earlier today, because obviously in the talker, they've got, Chan's in the background working on the laptop. And then we see the laptop later on as he's getting into the car, and it's obvious he's working on a song, because you can see that I forgot what
when he lines it up, all the lines of the music.
So you can see he's obviously working on a song. And somebody posted up earlier today that we could just have 2 hours of that and we'd be happy.
I did. I saw that. It was Channy's laptop.
Was it Channy's laptop?
Yeah.
Like, and yes, can we please? Because I'm sorry, but like that is one of my dreams.
I would love him to do and Chan, if you're listening.
Yeah. You have to see this.
Yeah, like almost like a behind the scenes, like this is what it takes, like from the concept to the recording to the the piecing it together and going on and doing the mixing and everything else. That's freaking fascinating. As much as there's a certain musician, he shall remain nameless because people tend to get very divisive when his name comes up. It is somebody the boys have worked with in the past, but a while ago when I was first on TikTok, he would do things like that where he would show taking a sound and bringing it to the thing and then matching it up with drums and a guitar and stuff and then putting it through, and it was always like beyond interesting.
And we've obviously watched Chris do that in Channy's room to a degree.
But I'm saying
what we're talking about here is like literally like a deep dive into how, all right, we've got these lyrics now we want to do, or we've got this melody in our head and we need to get it out.
Right.
And then that,
and this is how we come about doing that. Yeah.
I mean, one of the things I would love to do is to just be sitting on that couch and just completely silent and just watching.
Yeah.
I just want to see how the sausage gets made.
Yep.
In a sense, is just kind of have that of just see all the little minutia of how it all happens and just how they because we hear about how they work together. They talk constantly in the two kids rooms and whatnot. Oh, which the two kids room was this week too. That was a pretty heavy.
Did you watch it?
It was a pretty heavy two kids room.
It was, but I thought it was good. I enjoyed I enjoyed Chan's and Chanbin's friendship, and I think Chanbin really keeps everybody grounded.
Oh yeah, he is the center. He is the actual. I mean, I know that people joke about Hyunjin being the center because on stage and whatnot he usually is, but when it comes to the actual inner workings of the group, Changbin's the center of that. He's the one that everybody goes to for, and they've mentioned that before because he's the guy that will sit there and listen.
Right.
He'll sit there and listen, and then when he comes back, he's he mediates. He's the mediator.
Yeah.
And he knows how to talk to each of them in a way that they listen back. It's not just, he's not preaching or scolding or whatnot. He's able to talk to each of them in a way that it actually works. So he's definitely the center of the group. But it's more of the as a definitely Channy wife right now. It's also difficult to see exactly the extent of how much responsibility has been on that man's shoulders for so long, and how much the guys have been trying for so long how much all the guys have been trying for so long to be like, no, you don't have to carry all this.
Right.
Let us help how we can help.
Right.
And, it's taken 8 years for him to realize that, yeah, okay, he can, they're all good enough now that they can do that. And it's nice to see some of that being transferred in a way.
Right.
But it was kind of cool too. So, Changman, like, no, I can't do this. I couldn't lead. I joke all the time about leading, but I couldn't lead. I couldn't.
No.
Nope.
It's a lot. And it's because he's going to take anything that comes back on the guys to him.
Yeah.
Chan's going to do that. Chan's that type of person anyways.
Yeah.
But any leader any good leader is going to want to shelter or not make sure that those around you don't feel
the burden,
the wrath of anything, or the
he's going to be the shield.
Difficulties, right?
He's going to be the shield. I mean, that's part of the reason why every day I tell people, the sword and blanket I completely got from Quincy's Tavern. I will fully admit that I snarfed that from Quincy's Tavern. In case anybody is not aware, when I am on threads, one of the things I say every day is that I am always there to lend my sword, shield, blanket, or a big hug. And the big hug, obviously, I got from Chris and from Meg, to be completely honest. But then in addition to that, I put in shield in there because if anybody is not aware, if nobody is familiar with who Quincy from Quincy's Tavern is, he was on TikTok for the longest time, and I know he's doing YouTube stuff now. But Quincy was relaying a story about how he will regularly ask people when they come to him for advice if they want a sword or if they want a blanket. The sword is, do you want me to fix it for you? Do you want me to give my input? Do you want me to,
right?
Do you want me to do? And the blanket is, do you just need to vent and want me to listen?
Right.
And I added shield in there because there is that gray area in between doing and fixing. Yeah. And, let me be the person that you can talk to and listen, but but let me also give some of that
shield you from that, right?
Shield it and give some of that feedback back so that you can recover, and then you can fight it. You can fight whatever that is yourself. And that's what I think Chris does a lot, is the shielding, that aspect of, he's the liaison between the company and the kids. Number one, nothing goes up to the company or down without going through Chris.
Right.
Number one. And then number two, it's okay, how do I make sure that they are not negatively impacted by this? Why am I getting dings on my computer? I should have nothing up right now.
No, because Jocelyn is saying, I also want another Howl and Harmony. Also,
that was the Howl and Harmony was the song camps. That's where Red Lights and Jocelyn, help me out. It was Red Lights, and it was Lino and Chengbin and
Surfin'
Felix and Surfin', and what was the third one? With
it's
Ian
Sungmin and Han.
And yeah, I forgot the third one.
I could see it. It's on.
I could see them sitting around the fire with Han freaking out about the bug. That was Howl and Harmony.
Yeah.
It was the song camp. That would be awesome. But like more deep dive than just the little like highlights that we see. So
yeah. I also want a line distribution, Chan, of 0801.
She is not going to give that up.
Nope.
Yeah, that is going to be something you're saying on every single thing from now until it happens.
Yep. Like Ben. Should I shave my head? Should I shave my head? Should I shave my head? Well, come on. I need the line distribution for 0801.
Don't put that out there, because that's what they're going to see. And then they're going to come back and say, yes, JC, shave your head.
Oh, believe me, I'm this damn close anyway.
Oh my God. That was easy, man. Great. Now that the thing in my eye is finally coming out, but it's because I'm laughing.
I made you laugh.
No, it's good. It helped my eye. We're good. All right. Good. We are at the hour and 5-minute mark almost at this point in time. Do we want to keep going a little bit, or should we leave it here?
No, because I'm ready to fall. It's been a day. When I say it's been a day, it's been a day.
No, I spent 2.5 hours on the phone today for literally
Yes.
10 minutes of being told I can't be helped.
I know,
So
I saw that. So yes, I understand your frustration. So
oh
yes.
yeah, it's been a day. So anyway, okay, so if that's the case, we appreciate everybody who has been on.
Gone Away. That was the song, by the way. Thank you, Jocelyn.
Which one is it?
Gone Away.
We do thank everybody that has been online with us tonight. You guys are greatly appreciated. Please do not take it personally if I start making these 18 and up, because there's got to be a way that I can do that. And again, we don't mean it personally. We just want to make sure that we are not overstepping anybody's boundaries and or discussing things that may or may not get other people in trouble, because, you know, we are parents ourselves. We understand that line and we don't want to cross that line with anybody else. So if you have been in here, great. Thank you. We love you. We appreciate that. Our replays are already set to be that way. So the replays are already taken care of. I just got to figure out how to make the lives that way. And in addition to that, if you've been online tonight, especially those that were leaving comments, thank you. Thank you so very much for being a part of the discussion. That's kind of what this is all about. So we want to give everybody the opportunity that we can to literally have a roundtable discussion about the things that about the guys that we love. But then in addition to that, the things that come up that are related to them in some way, shape, or form that we can have actual discourse on and have conversations about. And hopefully our experiences will assist you in some way, shape, or form in how to proceed with your own experiences. So with that, I will end as I do every single time, which is now let's get out there and be the best damn fandom that Stray Kids deserve. And let's go make our guys proud as hell. So good night, everybody. We will post on our socials when our next lives are going to be, but otherwise have a good night and we will see you on the next one.
Bye.